Hey guys, BAKD here. Today we are going to be looking at Twin Healer Favi here. In our recent battle pass, if you did purchase the right side row, you will receive the Jack Frost, which is her exclusive weapon. Now the exclusive weapon isn't necessary on her because it only summons a little fairy. It's pretty cool because it attacks enemies or uses healing ray, so it can add a little bit extra heals. But Favi is actually a very comparable healer if you don't have somebody better. Now, kind of going over her weapon, her EX weapon here. She does do a hailstorm. It drops a ice chunk to inflict damage around the target and puts enemies in the down state. So her skill actually does quite a bit of damage. Her auto attack does not. She kind of hits like a noodle. How I have her built, which you can build her any different way, but I have the Jack Frost. I went with a max limit broken Ring of Fortress just to keep her alive as long as possible and keep her healing. Now, units with a skill damage bonus, typically you don't want to put a Mayriel's cushion on there, but I found that this gives the best bonuses for this character. I did do a 20% Marina's Shark keychain, but it's like 100 damage per volley more, and it hardly does anything, to be honest. So I think stacking the extra skill damage on her skill that actually does do damage helps a little bit. Now I went with a HP and a heal, but you can do 2 heals or 2 defense. 2 heals might be good, but I did the HP for a little extra toughness, to say the least. Now, going over her skills, she has a kind of unique skill set here. She's a water type basket user. She has a healing spell, fires 5-way spell bullets, and the healing ray launches a healing laser that restores allies' HP and removes negative effects, which is like a cleanse, and that is kind of where she shines. She doesn't heal the most in the world, but she's a good debuffer, or not debuffer, cleanser, and she does added heal on there. Her hailstorm puts units in the down state. Now her chain skill, if you can get them in the injured state, is actually where she shines, and she gives the party a pretty significant boost. But it restores all allies' HP by 30% of heal and removes negative effects. So that's just another cleanse that you can stack on top of there. And the special ability, when spell shots hit allies, they recover HP by 3% of the heal. So that's pretty good as well. Now, if we look at her party ability, as long as you can get units that put targets into the injured state, it targets that state and gives you bonuses. So you have attack, heal, plus 240% for chain skills targeting injured, and 45% skill damage. Now, she is not there to do DPS, and her skill damage still doesn't do that much, even with all this stacked on skill damage here. But if you guys do not have a healer currently and you're struggling through some of the content, she is very viable to stick in your back lines and start healing your tanks and whatnot. And giving out the exclusive weapon is definitely a plus because she summons a little fairy, and everybody gets it as long as you have the battle pass. So if we don't lag out, we go into our battle pass. I think it was pretty low. Yep. So it was row number 7 there. You do have to get the gold pass, but you do get that after level 7, which is pretty easy to achieve. So we're going to take her into the Colosseum and try her out. I don't think she's going to work there. I think raids and just progression through the storyline is where you're going to use her. Now, I would not recommend max limit breaking her. and I would not recommend investing a ton of awakening stones in her. Maybe just enough to get her going and getting a little bit of attack and heal and stuff. But she's probably not a unit you're going to use forever. You're going to get a better healer someday, but she will help your overall progression just for the amount of heals she can do. But without the second heal card, it says her heal is 11,000. Now if we just look at my Gabrielle, I have a defense and an HP card, and she does 16,000, almost 17. So if we go through, let's find if I have any other healers. Yeah, not really. So she is a dedicated healing support unit. But my Gabrielle does heal quite a bit more. So if you have her, I think Gabby would be the best option because she can dish out quite a bit of damage. She gives a crit buff, weapon skill, regen speed. So she has a lot over Favi here. Overall, she is fairly tanky stat-wise. She has a decent amount of HP, decent amount of toughness. Her heal is average to low, and she has pretty much no DPS. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take her with this current build into the guild, and we're just going to shoot some stuff and see what she can do. And here we are. So if we try her out, she has a fairly good range. Now you see she doesn't hit for very much, 5 to about 5,000. Her skill attack does do quite a bit more, 30, around 50k, which is on the low end for most damage dealers, so she's not really there to do much damage. She does hit very accurately though if you are using her for a lead for some weird reason. Her healing ray heals you and the people that's in front of you. You have 9 uses on that, so it's pretty helpful. Now her UI isn't the best when you're in like Colosseum. She'll run right on top of people and shoot them like this and pretty much just die, even though she has such a far range. Now if you see, she can't shoot high ground and she can't shoot through walls. So she isn't very good at all in arena, so that's where I would not use her. But being able to shoot bullets on the back lines, heal, and do damage at the same time is pretty great. Now let me just rebuild her with all-out DPS and see if she can get any better numbers. Alright, so I went with 2 attack cards, the water type attack damage, and a max limit broken sharpshooter for the added crit and 12% attack, which is pretty good. It does give 12% skill damage, so that's a plus. But let's go ahead and use our heal. Oh, it didn't even show me. Must be glitched out. It's not showing me how much we're healing. 8,000 crits, 12,000. So that's not too bad. Slow attack speed, but you can kind of lob them off from a distance. Her skill attack, 31. Almost seemed like it did more damage with how we have her built now. So that's your choice how tanky you want to build her. So we'll probably take her into the Colosseum after this, and then I don't think we have any raids available or the arena available to take her into. So I'll probably just do a standard mission or something, try her out there. Alright, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of Colosseum, but if we look at her party ability, attack heal plus 240% for chain skills targeting injured. Now she goes from all to injured. I have mark 99 here, goes from down to injured. Unfortunately, Future Princess is going to take the back lines because it goes from injured to downed, and that's not what I want. And for Gabby here, it's all to injured. So that should be a good chain effect. So let's go ahead and take on some of these guys. They all have a lot more DPS and a lot more toughness than me. But we're going to see if we can get this to work. Now, Favi doesn't do much DPS, but we're going to go ahead and just try this out. Hopefully her healing can outperform these guys' DPS. Let's go to 1 times on this and just kind of see what she does. So, unfortunately, her healing did not help. Now, I don't think she can make it far enough to actually get people to that injured state. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try this one. Ogma gives them a lot of toughness. DPS is almost the same. Let's give that a shot. Let's see if she can outperform the Exorcist Maya. You can kind of see she's almost doing no DPS. But she summoned her little friend. Oh, there we go. Got him to injured. Healing comes in. Yeah, speed that up. It is not going to be a winner. Let's try the same team with a Future Princess in the lead. And here we go. Future Princess is now the lead. Lead this on 2 times. Not quite taking the beans. We got Ogma down, but so Future Princess still takes the win for being lead. Let's get into a couple more fights. Okay, here we go. Okay, the bat gets destroyed pretty quick, and Exorcist Maya seems to heal just about everything. They're completely full, so her DPS was only 3,000. Favi is not performing very well in Colosseum. It's probably where I would not recommend her. Okay, off to another one. Whew. May have got lucky, and nope, she just can't do much healing at all. 165,000. Wow, actually won that one. So her healing's fairly decent, but I don't know. I think putting Gabby in the second spot there, or even the lead, should be healing more. I'm going to put her in the back line. I'm going to do double healer and mark 99 for the added range DPS. Let's see if we can keep my Future Princess alive. Now, if you see, Favi is right in the middle, along with Gabby. I don't know what the heck they were thinking. So their UI is pretty bad. Heal-wise, 67,000. That's pretty good burst heals, to say the least. She just hits like an absolute noodle. She has the lowest DPS out of everybody. Good loss. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take Gabby out. I'm going to try a higher tiered Orbital Lift. I almost have a 5-star Nari, but she will have to do. We're going to stack all range DPS. No crit. And let's see if put her right in the middle there so she can do a little bit of healing for everybody. I'm going to slow this down. So every time she shoots Future Princess, she does 318 heal. Now on top of Future Princess's heal, that's actually pretty good. Doesn't look like she did her healing wave yet. And You see your little snowman bat thing is shooting pretty much the same thing. So if Future Princess was getting hit by that, she would get heals as well. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit, see if we can beat it. So overall, she's doing a pretty decent job healing. Now you'll see the Future Princess is healing for like 6,000 on ticks, so she's doing quite a bit more heal. Now 400,000 heals from Future Princess, 140,000 from Favi. Actually failed that one, so let's go back in there with Gabby really quick. Okay, we'll just see the heal difference on a heal and DPS difference between Gabby and Favi there. Of course, Gabby is doing quite a bit more DPS. So Gabby was able to DPS quite a bit more, helping us do that. Gave us added crit. So we were able to beat that with Gabby, but the healing was right around the same. I think Gabby would have outperformed her by about 30,000 though. But for a 2-star, that's honestly not bad if you're really dying for a healer. Let's try just one more. Okay, we're gonna do double healer. We probably don't have enough DPS in this one, but just see our heals. That's pretty good. Healed for 27, Gabby for 15, so she has a little bit better burst heals, to say the least. That's a good sign. Well, overall, Twin Healer Favi is a pretty average healer, especially with her EX weapon, getting that cool little Frost Fairy. For my account, which is mid going into endgame, I have much better options than her, and I will not be using her, so she's going to come out of my training room and sit in my vault. But for anybody looking for a healer, and you are limited, free to play, whatever, she is a great option. You can use her without her Jack Frost as well, and she heals for just about the same. You just get a pretty good heal basket. You could do weapon skill, regen speed, or skill damage to stack on top of it. But yeah, something like the Fairy Shelter Basket, it's got a heal on it, 7.5% weapons skill regen speed. And this puts them in an injured state, so it does 300% DPS. This Fairy Basket is fairly good, even though it is Earth Attack. But you have to realize she does not do much DPS at all. So getting that extra 10% Water type DPS really doesn't matter, to say the least. So you can really fit her however you want. DPS or tank. I would go all out tank just to keep her alive while trying to heal. You really just can't push your DPS up high enough, even with all the attack gear I have. But yeah, I would definitely invest into her, invest into Favi up until she's either max level. I would probably only bring her weapon up to level 60, not 75. And you can throw on some like extra equipment. She can be a 4th in one of your raid teams, which would be good, so you can add her just for an extra if you're having trouble staying alive or something. But typically you want more DPS as long as your team stays alive, and she just doesn't cut the beans on that one. Overall progression, just getting through the storyline, she will be a good 4th if you have like a extremely tanky person like the Succubus here, Bianca. She heals herself on top of Favi healing her would be great. They are both water type. You can also do Bianca, Marina, Favi, and then whatever other DPS you have to throw in there. potentially even Sohi if you have her. Having two little things flying around, minions that you can control, Noxia might be a good choice. Definitely look at the party abilities and kind of build a team around her, I guess, or around your main character and slot her in wherever you feel. But yeah, that's all I have on Twin Healer Favi. Hopefully this guide helped you in deciding if you're going to invest in her. Just because you have her EX, or if you're free to play and don't have it, you can kind of see how she performs and go from there. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one. Peace.